So next one, Santosha, contentment. This one is a, oh boy, it's a good one. So contentment it's a state of mind generally. So what happens recently? This one is actually a good sample. People went crazy with election. Crazy, just so crazy. And I posted something about healing, about feeling good, I don't remember. Some woman put me comments, how come you can talking about love in time what we lost election? And I said, you cannot rely, and I'm so unhappy, I said, I cannot rely your happiness on who will be president, one president and another president. So contentment is where we stay content regardless of money, who president, what's going on, what weather outside, and what our children tell us, or our boyfriend mood, or girlfriend mood, or if our dog has constipation, or something like this. Doesn't matter.
It's really about the dog.
I got Mike. So what happens generally to us? Our society, everything about competition. So we get to school, we have to compete. If you're a good student, better student, you get better grade. You're not good grade. So they're gonna say you're not good because you're great, not good. Parents not gonna happy, and you not feel content because you're great, not good. Plus, we're going to sports start. If you don't have big size, you cannot play football. So you're not successful football. You not feel content, and it's keep going. College and work. My neighbor has bigger house, and his neighbor has another bigger house. Somebody drive Mercedes, and somebody drive Porsche, and they're like, oh boy. And people not content. People it create very strong unhappiness, and create as soon as we content. Point is, we have to learn contentment regardless how much money we have. And as a healer, what I see. Because it's go crazy. People, for example, somebody craving for money. And God loves us also. If somebody craving for money big time, so God give him more money. So this person has a lot of money, doesn't have health. So he has all money what he wants, but unhealthy. Or another one want a good health, okay, and money. Doesn't have family, doesn't have kids. Again, so point is, if we're content with what we have, we're good. Then we're fine. What is the traditional like vision on it to see beggar and king? So, for example, beggar who's sitting without nothing can be more content than a king what has all treasures in the world, but thinking about what he doesn't have, only have 100 wives, and he wanna have 120, for example, and he wanna conquer another kingdom, or somebody attacking him, or somebody look on him in a not good way, and maybe not content. Or another way, king can be content, and a beggar not content, without nothing, and dreaming about everything. All Vedas, Puranas, and generally whole study generally consists from a beautiful Indian tradition, from a beautiful stories. There is a story I will ask Ben to read for you. He's better reader than I am. And this is about content, not content.
This is called King Janaka and Lakshman. Here's a picture for you guys. This is Lakshman.
I give comment, it's part of Ramayana.
Okay. Once upon a time, there was a famous king named Janaka. He was at once a king, a saint, a scholar, and a great teacher. Though he was a wealthy and powerful king, he still maintained his yogic practice with great devotion. Janaka had 4 beautiful daughters, whom he had married to the 4 sons of a neighboring king. One day Ram and one of the sons came to visit with his younger brother, Lakshman. The 2 brothers came to learn the wisdom of the great teacher. Lakshman was young, and though he had aspirations to become a great yogi himself, he knew little of the world. Upon arriving at the palace, his expectations of King Janaka were dashed. He had looked forward to experiencing the austere life of a monk, a seeker of truth. Instead, what they found was a stunning palace surrounded by lush fruit trees. King Janaka greeted them himself, seated on a golden throne. When Lakshman saw the luxury, he asked himself, "Why is this father-in-law of mine known throughout the land as a sage and ascetic, living amid the same riches as any other king? How can he consider himself a saint?" Lakshman had no answer to such questions, and they continued to bother him over the following days as Janaka entertained the brothers with dancing girls, sumptuous feasts, and games. Soon Lakshman's mind became so distracted by the many pleasures in King Janaka's palace that he hardly heard a word the king had to say to him, and he began to wonder if this was the proper way to live after all. Janaka quickly noticed the situation, and with his enlightened mind, he immediately understood what the young man was going through. When Lakshman was alone, Janaka approached him and said, "Lakshman, have you seen my palace yet?" "Indeed I have, sir," said Lakshman. "It is the most amazing place I have ever seen. I would like you to see it again." Lakshman saw no point in touring the palace again, but he wished to honor any request of the king's, so he agreed. Janaka handed Lakshman a cup brimming with coconut oil. "Would you please carry this for me while we walk through the palace?" "Of course, sir," said Lakshman, though it seemed like a strange request. "It is extremely important that you do not spill even a single drop of oil. Now follow me." Nervously, Lakshman held the cup in both hands and did his best to follow the king. The oil quivered on the lip of the cup, the slightest jarring, and it would spill. The king took him through the royal gardens, around the pool of lotus blossoms, but Lakshman's eyes were fixed on the cup, and his feet carefully felt each and every step. They crossed the palace kitchen where the beguiling aromas of cardamom and coriander enveloped them, but Lakshman might as well have been noseless. A troop of dancing girls passed them. The girls had golden skin and perfumes even more fragrant than the kitchen, but all Lakshman knew was that someone had passed and nearly made him lose his balance. At last they ended up where they had started. "So, Lakshman," said King Janaka, "what was the most delightful thing that you had encountered in my palace?" "To be honest, sir," said Lakshman, "I was concentrating so hard on the cup of oil that I didn't really notice anything. I am so sorry." "Don't be," said Janaka, smiling. "That is how I live all the time. The cup of oil is always in my palm, and I am always careful not to spill it. The cup is my life, and it is filled to the brim with divine love, which I must carry for my Lord, who has entrusted it to me. The cup is all I can afford to dwell on, whether I'm in a monastery or a palace." Lakshman's eyes glittered with understanding, and he felt his whole body fill with love.
So we're gonna little bit introduce some tradition, what is self-explanatory. I hope you like this story. We're gonna do this practice laying down, so short yoga nidra. So what we do, we will practice contentment. How to practice contentment? That's difficult to imagine, but I guide you. So what we do? The same. Go into breathing. You listen to breathe. Inhale, exhale. You go inward. slowly and surely inward. Just go. Okay? And only difference with practice will be, please create inner smile, or most of you may not even have to create it, just bring your attention on inner smile, what you already have. We all have inner smile, and it comes from our inner child. We all have inner child in us who's smiling, never stop smiling. With one smile, if you want more imagination on it, looks like a Mona Lisa smile. Is very little smile in the end of your mouth. It's beautiful smile, what make all difference. And with one, as soon as we establish in this smile, we establish in contentment, because we happy, we joyful, regardless what's gonna happen, what's going on. And what I need you to tell yourself 3 times, I will keep this smile and contentment during this practice, regardless what experiences I will get through. So 3 times, what you promise yourself to keep contentment and inner smile, regardless experiences, what we will go through this practice, and you will actually try to extend this practice into your life. So we start practice from a invigorative experience. Imagine sunny beach of ocean, beautiful, beautiful day, not hot, not cold. You are riding beautiful white horse and you're good rider. You feel very comfortable. Through sandy beach and horse just touching water a little bit of ocean and waves. And you feel one with the horse and with motion of riding. You feel one with the ocean and sandy beach, with all nature around you. And you have no thoughts. You feel content. And you have this inner smile of inner child in you. And now we're going to go to different visualization. We're gonna be in a weather change from yesterday, what was very warm, very pleasant, to today, become windy, cold, snowy. And you with your friends went to very cozy restaurant, and you got very good seat next to fireplace, and you have very pleasant conversations, and a good wine, and a great food, and you can hear cracking of wood in the fireplace. You feel warm, you feel content. And it's really, really great time, what in a way become timeless. And some way your friends are talking and you just see yourself looking on them and smiling happily, content with your life and with your smile, feeling great. and it's about time my restaurant closing, and you're going out with your friends, and you hugging everyone, and they left. And you go into your car, and you have very light clothes on you, pretty cold and windy, and you put hand into your pocket, and there is no car key. And you look for your cell phone, in another pocket, there is no cell phone. And there is no one around you. And you're getting cold, and you feel cold, and wind make you even feel more cold. And the air is moist, and you feel lost, and you don't know what to do. No way to call, no way to go. See yourself in this situation, see how you behave, see what's going on with you, and see where is your inner smile. And we're going from this one to another experience. Just experience most hot day, most hot time in your life where you feel very hot. There was no place to escape. Like on a beach, under sun, with no trees, or in the dunes, under the sun, with no escape, and sun hitting you, and you feel hot. Feel hot. And if change it to see yourself on the top of a mountain with very strong wind, feel cold, very, very cold, and change an impression of the worst day in your life. Go back into your memory, find the worst day of your life, re-experience it, and see where's your inner smile, contentment. See the worst day in your life, the worst. See it. And go back to riding a horse. Hug horse by neck. Ride with this horse. Feel you flying. Feel you flying through a sandy beach. No one around you. Just air blowing through your ears. You feel oneness with horse, oneness with nature. And go back to normal breathing. And see where's your inner smile and contentment. And slowly, slowly go up, 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 up into your normal consciousness. And start moving the fingers, start moving your toes, and do your best to sit up.